typical Asian family story. My parents wanted me to be a doctor, but I wanted to pursue something else. So while I was still a student in my university in second year, I came across the Startup Weekend Bootcamp, and that's where I knew that I really wanted to pursue the career in the startup community because of how fast the things move within this ecosystem. And I was really, really addicted to the pace that things work within the startup ecosystem. So for me, because of the impatient person that I am, I want to see the results now. And that's what I saw happening in the startup ecosystem, which made me consider switching from natural sciences to the startup community. I think, as I mentioned earlier, right, I'm a very impatient person. So for me, I want to see results happening right now, right here in front of my eyes. So what the startup ecosystem actually let me see was the learning skills that it was giving. See, when you're within this community, what you see is you are meeting people from different walks of life who teach you so many different perspectives, which is not happening when you're in a traditional career path, because you're probably within the similar-minded people, within the similar circle. And hence, your learning curve doesn't really go as high or as fast, which happens within the startup ecosystem. And that's what really, really kept me sticking into this community. The very first and the most obvious is when I entered, I did not see many female figures, which really hurt, very honestly. So that really stood out to me, that what's going on? Why don't I see someone I can relate with? Although I must mention that most of the male peers that I came across were extremely supportive of me, but because I was young and not many female figures were there, a lot of questions such as, can she do it? Will she be a liability? Can she move from point A to point B without being directed? Will she be taking ownership of the work? A lot of these questions kept on coming a lot until and unless I was proving every one of them were met properly. I was taking the ownership of the work. But you understand that when you don't see female figures within a system, these questions do come onto the younger ones, onto the younger generations, because they don't see a representation properly. And that's something that I found very challenging. Before I move into answering the questions, what I want to address is that, girls, please take your ECAs very, very seriously. Your parents are going to hate me for saying this, but sometimes your ECAs are going to be more important than your grades. And coming to the question over here, women play a very essential role in any profession just because of their capability of taking human-centric decisions. And in startup community, women have to wear, or in fact, any professional have to wear multiple hats, which is where women have this ability innate in them. And that's what brings a lot of value when a woman is present within the company. Growing into the community without having a role model or a mentor figure, I understand the challenges that a young girl faces when she enters into any sort of work life, right? I wish I had someone to relate to. I wish I had someone to go and talk to. And because I did not have this person immediately, especially around me or close to me, I know that I want to be this person for someone who is joining. It gets heavy, it gets overwhelming sometimes. You're constantly fighting to prove your worth, to prove your relevance, especially as a girl. So if I can be that figure, or if I can be that person, or just a friend to someone who's coming into the community, who's coming into this world, you know what, that's fantastic, and that's exactly what I want to do.